Hi guys, this is Stopping Cold here to bring you another round of my Barian Shark duels. First up, I'm showing off the changes I've made to the deck since the last time. I dropped Fish Depth Charge to 2. I just found it too cloggy. And I put it in 2 Black Horn of Heavens. This card is actually really amazing, especially because it's a heavy XZ or synchro format, so this actually really helps because it helps keep your opponent's presence off the board, and it can actually make them go really minus for no cost to you. I took out one Abyss Dweller for a number C103, Ragna Infinity. She's kind of here just in case I fight Fire Fists, like for 1 round, because I can rank her up off of anybody, and then use her effect to start banishing all their guys, so their Wolf Bark is a lot less prevalent, or so are the bears, or pretty much any Fire Fist, or any Bujin. The number 103 Ragna Zero, she's in the sideboard, because, I mean, she's amazing, but how many things are honestly altering attack right now? Not a lot, other than Fire Fists, and I don't see Fire Fists that often, so I'm not overly concerned about putting her in the main board right now. So she's just kind of in the sideboard, and I might bump her to 2. I just don't really know what I'd take out. I dropped the 2 Mystic Boxes. I'm trying the Prohibition. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. Just kind of trying it. I threw in 2 Amulet of the Water Deities, kind of in place of Decree, because with all the traps I'm running, Decree's just not going to work. I found that out. Decree's just not going to work for me. But this is kind of a nice alternate if it comes out when Double Fin and Silent Angler does. Because what this card does is water monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And this lasts for 3 of their turns. So if you're fighting Fire Fist, they can't Bear Pop you. They can't Mirror Force you. They can't Torrential you. It's just amazing at keeping your field presence. I don't overly like it in the main board because I have so many guys who protect themselves anyway, but this is kind of nice if I run into one of those heavy trap card decks. 2 Gozen matches. My whole deck is water. There's no point in not playing at least Gozen match, because I come up against Chaos Dragons or something that is multi-attribute. 2 Lion Prison Mirrors for the Bujin matchup, and 2 DNA Surgeries for Spellbooks, even though Spellbooks aren't that great right now. Spellbooks, Bujins, stops Crane, stops Turtle. So, now let's get to the duels. Alright, so game 1 we have Chaos Dragons versus the Barian Sharks. I thought I opened up really nice having 4 backfields, which I was kind of hoping I'd draw a monster that would actually get me a common play. So he goes Zen Mains and sets a Decree, which when I find out this is Decree, I'm like, oh crap. Why he Effect Veilered Royal Swamp Eel, I'm not overly positive, because Royal Swamp Eel's effect really isn't anything other than he can't be synced with anything that's not a fish, so it really wasn't much of a problem card, and I wouldn't have wasted a Veiler on that. I shouldn't have done a 101 here, but the misplay actually helped because then 101 survived the Lightning Vortex. So it goes Lila and starts popping my useless backfield. Run over the Lila, and I'm just praying I can make a Bahamut Shark before he gets a lot of advantage. So I set Double Shark and just pass back. He draws an Obelisk, which I've never seen a Chaos Dragon person play Obelisk, so this is some weird version I have never seen. So now I can make Bahamut Shark, make a full armored, and I'm like, okay, 2 turns and I can kill Zen Mains. He sets a Polydichotomy, but I draw into Salvage. So I'm like, okay, to heck with it, I can kill Zen Mains this turn by making Abyss Dweller. So run over him twice and then let full armor kill him. I probably popped the Decree instead of the Mystery just because I had Torrential Reborn and Mirror Force and I wanted those live. So here he does, I have no other word other than dumb move for this. He Book of Moon's Abyss Dweller and then banishes Silent Honor Arc. Silent Honor Arc really wasn't doing anything. He could have just survived an attack. That's about it. Because banishing, it's not like I was going to take the Black Luster unless I top decked a rank up. And I mean, he's kind of lucky he didn't attack because I would have Mirror Forced it, but just I would have saved the Book of Moon for when I either attacked into the Black Luster with a 31 Bahamut and then Bookamooned him, so my Bahamut died. But why he Bookamooned Abyss Dweller on my turn was, I have no idea. But it didn't matter because I drew into Double Fin and he flips his second decree. I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about your backfield now. I can go into an even better play of 101 and take the Black Luster and flip my Abyss Dweller, and you've lost. So that was this game. I really thought he was dumb flipping this decree and playing this Book of Moon during his... Playing that Book of Moon during his turn was actually really dumb. Because, if anything, when I made the 101, he could have saved the Black Luster and at least put it face down. So I'll be right back with another. Alright, so this game is the Barian Sharks versus Cyber Dragons. I go first. Unfortunately, I don't open any combo pieces, but I do have Torrential Reborn and Compulse. So he summons Cyber Dragon Core and searches a hidden technology. With him only saying one, I figured that was the technology. I wanted to keep the Goldfish in my hand just in case. So he Effect Valor's Bahamut Shark. I'm like, okay, attack. Okay, that's fine. Torrential Reborn. How about you take 31 for tributing your monster? I thought it was actually kind of funny. So he goes into Solar World Dreamer and then makes Nova. He happened to top deck that Lance that saved his Cyber Dragon Nova. So he summons out the Dre and then runs over Bahamut Shark. So I wasn't too concerned because with Salvage and a Tin Goldfish with another monster, I was like, I can just make a 101 and unless you have another Valor, I'm just going to steal it and your trap card is worthless on the field. So I set the Fiendish Chain and pass it back to him. He draws into Evolution Burst, uses Core, summons it. Evolution Burst's Silent Honor Arc, which really didn't do him anything. I mean, I guess I couldn't really swing into it, but he had his trap card. Not that I would have let him use it in the first place with being able to make another 101. I'll be right back with another game. Okay, the next game is Barian Sharks vs. Hunters. This is the older version where I was running Pike and Turge just because they're level 4s. So, he sets a card, plays Paw Duality. I figured he'd grab the Honest to keep me from attacking, but he grabs Luminous Spark, the field card, and then summons Paw Hunter and Sith Thunder. I was like, okay, I'll just Dark Hole you then. Since you really apparently didn't want... Since you couldn't do anything because you Paw Duality them. Used Tin Goldfish, summoned the Pike, and it got DP'd, which kind of sucked. Because I really like having a fish in the graveyard. So he plays Recycling Berries, grabs the 2 back, then plays Paw Duality. Luckily, he got the MST and hit the Mirror Force, because otherwise none of his guys would have been on the field to survive a turn. So I draw, and of course it's Double Fin, and I don't have a fish in the graveyard. So I have to run over this Sith Thunder, hoping that he'll kill Hammer Shark, which, lucky for me, he does. And he just stops. He doesn't overlay them for anything. I'm like, why are you not making a bigger play off these guys? Because now I can make a huge play into a full armored, destroy Sith Thunder, and get rid of the stinking field guard. I ranked up into C101 just so I could take the track, just in case he had something he could do. So here he makes Dynamo and runs over C101. I wasn't overly concerned with it because full armored Black Ray is still on the field. And of course I top deck into... Well, I drew into another level 4 for Tin Goldfish, which then lets me make another full Bahamut to make another full armored. So he drew Honest off the Dynamo, summons Tripling Battery Man, and Honest drops on the full armored, which really didn't do anything for him. Which of course is game, because any 2 of these attacking is game right there by itself. So I'll be right back with one bonus duel. Alright, this bonus duel is actually a tag duel. Barian Sharks and Boojins versus Battle Boxers and a stall/burn deck is the only way I can really describe. So the Boxer player gets to go first. He plays 8 forces, summons Headgeared, and then specials 3 Spars. Why he didn't overlay the other 2 Spars for something I wasn't overly certain. My partner opened up kind of shitty, no Yamato or anything. The 2 Lances were nice and the 2 Effect Valors are nice, but it really wasn't helping us get over this lead joke. So the stall guy goes into Utopia. I MST the 8 forces, and then this Coffin Seller gets flipped. So I decide to make a 101 to steal this lead joke. I'm forced to take 300 damage for it, and then I run into Marshmallow. I'm like, I despise seeing Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper just because I don't have easy outs to them. So he attacks, we lance. Of course, he can lance right back. So we detach the lead joke to save the 101. Of course, my partner's still not drawing great because now he has 2 Quillins and 2 effective layers. Luckily, we still had the other lance. He decided to probably effective layer the sniper just so that the 101 could stay, so we could lance the Utopia. So my turn, I draw a fish step charge. I'm like, well, not overly amazing right now because I'm just going to make a Bahamut Shark to make a full armored to hopefully destroy, but he gets DP'd, which sucks because now this Coffin Seller is still on the field. So, right at this point, it's kind of stalled. We effect Dailered the Chaos Sorcerer just so we couldn't banish either the Bahamut or the 101, because we have XZ Reborn face down, and it's kind of nice to have your XZ monsters. I was kind of more forced to use this Fish Step charge to pop the Chaos Sorcerer instead of the Marshmallow that was face up. And I was hoping to finally get rid of this Coffin Seller, but it didn't happen because I ran into the second Marshmallow. So at this point, they're able to just sit here and stall on these 2 Marshmallows. We finally get rid of the Coffin Seller, which helps immensely, so we stop taking damage for playing our own cards. He was lucky enough, and he got rid of one of the Marshmallows for us for a Caius, which, with 4 backfield, one of them was Fiendish Chain, which helped us a lot. So at this point, they're just going to sit here and stall on this Marshmallow until my partner can hopefully either make a Tiger King or a Black Ship. So he boundlesses the Quillin, which hurt because that stopped our Black Ship of Corn play to get rid of this Marshmallow. We knew we needed this bear, so we were trying to keep him on the field no matter what. It's like, I was really hoping to see another Fish Step charge at this point, just because it would hopefully let us out. We finally can make the Black Ship, and he effective layered. And luckily, the other guy top decks Black Luster Soldier to banish the Black Ship. Luckily, though, I can top deck just as well, and I can top deck into a C101 to take Black Luster, so he is not a problem. So he plays Spirits. Why he did that if he had no other play? Because C101's on the field. He's just we're going to take anything they special summon. What was the point of doing it if you have no way to get rid of C101? So, at this point I have amazing combo pieces in my hand, but I'm not going to bother playing them because I want field advantage in case something happens. So, we're kind of just sitting here on... They're sitting on this Marshmallow. He plays Tour Guide, goes into Zen Mains. Is like, did you not learn your lesson about the last time? Because C101's just going to take it. We're not going to let you have them. So he summons a Glass Jaw. We weren't attacking this because we were like, we're not giving you any of your cards back. So they're kind of just stalling on these because we figured we have XZ Reborn and Regalia face down. And it's like, we're just trying to either draw a Yamato, a Mikazuchi, a Harumi, or however you say the new one's name, a Narasuda, because there's a Quillin in the graveyard that will pop this Marshmallow. We just need one of them. Here he lances full armored. Why Mirror Force Glassjaw, I'm not overly positive why I did that. Because he wouldn't have really gotten his effect and C101 would come back anyway. So here he makes Diamond Dyer and pops C101, which really didn't do much other than give us 2,800 life points. We finally draw a Tenki, which lets him get Yamato, send Quillin to pop this stupid Marshmallow, which lets us swing through for all this damage. It's like, use Yamato to get the new one. They Dark Hole, which full armored stayed, which was nice. But it's like my hand was so set up at this point. I should have summoned the Silent Anger because it wasn't... I thought I had enough for game, but I was a little short, so I should have summoned Silent Angler. But now I still have another full armored on the field. So he plays Duality and he grabs the Compulse, and we're like, okay, it's still game. Because no matter what you honestly compulse, it isn't going to matter. So Compulse is a full armored away. Special for Rumi. Here we were actually going to try and troll the win because I did have Submersible Carrier in the graveyard. So we thought we'd X-Zero Born and detach the X-Zero Born off him just to burn him. But because he was summoned through Bahamut Shark, he's not summoned properly, so it wouldn't let us. So we just went for C101 just because Chaos 101 is a pain to get rid of. So they scooped right there because we had way more than enough damage to end them. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think there's any improvements I should do to the deck. I know about Saber Shark. I'm just not overly fond. I've tried the version of the rank 3 to 5s. I just prefer this build. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you know of what I should maybe side deck over the Prohibitions. Tell me if you think what I should add to stop Spirit Reaper and Marshmallow, because right now they are my most hated cards against this deck because they are so hard for me to get rid of, because I have to have Fiendish Chain or a Fish Step charged with a fish on the field. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop 'em cold, signing.